Good morning, class. Welcome back. So today we are learning about this topic called Jaldi's cave. So in this particular topic, we'll learn about the special qualities they possess or the dog possesses. Fine. I rolled down the pile sacks faster and faster till I landed in the soft nest husk beneath. How the dust from the husk flew up my nose and tickled me. I shuddered from nose to tail tip as I shook with one tremendous sneeze. When I opened my eyes, I looked straight into the eyes of our important visitor. So actually this story begins when this one puppy rolled down from the pile of sacks and all the dust were up in her nose and which tickled her. And there was one important visitor also who came to visit this puppy Jaldi, who is Jaldi, and her two brothers as well. Father was there too, though it was so early. He gave me an encouraging look. Mother's always telling me to mind our manners, and I felt sad at having disgraced her, tumbling like that before our important visitor. There was no help for it. However, I made my best by hoping the husks were not too noticeable on my brown coat. So, with that important visitor, her father was also there. Even her mother was there, and her father gave her encouraging look, and mother was just standing there. Okay. But to my surprise, mother only smiled. This is the only one I told you about. This is the one I've told you of, she explained to our visitor. So mother was just there, okay, but it was but it came very surprisingly that she smiled, because all her mother always used to, tell her kids like to mind their manners if anybody visited them. And after that, her mother introduced Jaldi to this visitor. Let me see. The visitor pointed her long aristocratic nose in the air above my head and cocked one ear. Musty came sliding down the sack just then, and like me, was put out to find himself in company. Our visitor nodded graciously at him and asked my mother if there were any more of us. Come, Yogi, slow, come over, father said gruffly, and soon Yogi shuffled in, his rusk in his mouth. He placed the rusk politely within reach of our visitor's paw. Slow's asleep, he announced. Then we must let him sleep, our visitor said. Now, children, listen. As she cocked her ear alertly, her sensitive nose quivering in the air. Tell me what you can hear, what you can smell. So basically, this visitor was there to see the special qualities these three puppies have. Mother had often played this game with us, but she was never so tensed about it. The visitor seemed to think it was important to answer. Right. I suspected it might be educational. So, this game was also played by her mother as well. Like the visitor, actually the visitor was there to see what the qualities these three puppy possess. So the visitor asked these three puppies, what they can hear and what they can smell. So these games were played by her mother as well. So but at this time they thought that it is very educational and they have to answer every question. Shut your eyes, it helps, our visitor said kindly. Mother always expectantly. Father had gone outside the shed, where he was pacing about impatiently. The frontier mail has entered the city, Musty said. I can hear it. It's about 10 miles away. From here, I can hear the alarm go at the crossing as the gates shut. I can hear a man with a bad leg crossing the road near the bakery. So, this puppy understood that it was very important to answer what this visitor was asking, and the visitor started asking all sort of questions, and the visitor even uh, asked one of the puppies to close their eyes so that they can hear properly. So then Masti said that I can hear, like it's from 10 miles from here, but I can hear the front male was entering the city. I can hear that alarm is going off, and I can hear a man with a bad leg who's crossing the road near the bakery shop. So this is what Masti said. It isn't a bad leg, it's an artificial one, Yogi corrected him. One of the new ones, not the old wooden like the milkman's father has. I can smell hair oil on the newspaper boy. He's too crossing away. He has come in late. The bright green ice cakes in the bakery have gone stale. He never should have used that color. It's very clever of you, children, our visitor said. And what does Jaldi have to say? So, after Masti explained whatever he was hearing, Yogi corrected. Okay, so Yogi said that it's not. Yogi corrected that it isn't a bad leg. So Yogi said that it's not a bad leg, it's an artificial one. So it's just an artificial leg. After Yogi explained, after whatever Yogi said to the visitor, the visitor was very impressed, and the visitor said, okay, that's very clever of you too. Now let me see what Jaldi have to say. Now the visitor said that now let me see what Jaldi's special qualities are. Tumbling in the house was nothing compared to the way I was about to disgrace mother now. I looked at her imploringly, but she wouldn't meet my eye. The truth was that I couldn't smell or hear as well as Masti and Yogi. The things I smelled and hear was usually quite different. So after what happened, Jaldi was very disappointed. Okay, Jaldi was scared and disappointed at the same time, because she did not have any qualities like Jaldi. Jaldi was very scared and disappointed at the same time, because Jaldi did not possess any such qualities like Yogi or Masti. She did have some qualities, but it was usually very different. Just tell me what you think, mother said, as she always does, a dozen a time. There was no help for it, so I said, I smell fear. I think it's a little girl who's frightened. The signals were flooding in urgently. She's getting more scared every second, I yelled. Oh, mother, shouldn't we do something to help? So she was very scared. Jaldi was very scared and disappointed at the same time. And all of a sudden, mother also said that just tell me what you think. So just tell us whatever you are hearing or whatever you are, smelling. Just tell us. So Jaldi said that I can smell fear. I can smell fear of human beings, and I can even smell there's a little girl who's very frightened in the where the signals are flooding in urgently. And now she's getting even scared. Okay, this little girl is even getting more scared every second. And Jaldi said, mother, shouldn't we just go and help her? Well, let's find out for ourselves what the trouble is, our visitor said and trotted. Gracefully out of the shade, mother ambled after her, and three of us followed as fast as our short legs would carry us. You had better take us there, Jaldi, father suggested as we turned the corner. I think you'll find that you know the way. So I led the procession and very proudly indeed. As the important visitors stepped aside for me, I knew there was a long way to go, but luckily the wind was help and let me cross the busy road through the market and down one of the twisting lanes that leads to the highway. There we found her at last, a little girl crouching behind a garbage bin and crying as though she hadn't a friend in the world. For some reason, our important visitor turned to mother with a triumphant look. You see, she demanded proudly. So what happened? These all Jaldi. Mother did not congratulate her. In fact, she hardly took notice of the remarks. Instead, she edged protectively towards the child. Her mother's probably somewhere close by, she told us. Yogi, Masti, see if you can help her amuse while Jaldi helps us find a mother. So a mother said that, Yogi, Masti, could you please look after this girl while Jaldi helps us to find a mother? This was difficult, with a distracting smell of garbage driving every other signal out of my head. Father was very patient with me. Twice he had to gently draw me away from enticing scents. Our important visitor was of no help at all. We found the child's mother at last, stuffing a large sacks of bits of plastic and paper she had salvaged from the dump. It wasn't easy at all, making her understand that her child was frightened and miserable at being left alone with nobody to mind her. So what happened? They found this little girl's mother, but it was very difficult to make her understand that her daughter is frightened and she is crying. Father said we must not be impatient with beings of low intelligence, but you cannot always be patient, can you? That's the trouble with people. They always expect dogs to understand what they have to say, but it never strikes them that dog likes to be heard too. They have words enough to describe the sounds we make, bark, whine, growl, yell, but they simply lack the intelligence to find out what we mean. This woman was no different. Father was very persuasive, not minding even when she threw a stone at him. So what happened when Jaldi and her father could not make her understand, that her daughter is crying and she is very miserable. Jaldi became very irritated. What happens, what happens with us also, with human beings also, when we try to explain something to, some people, if they don't understand your language, or they don't happen to understand your body language, or your whatever you are saying, or whatever message you're trying to convey, it becomes very irritating. So this is the same thing that happened with Jaldi as well. She became very irritated. At that time, her father said, Jaldi, please don't be impatient. This is the nature of human beings. This is their nature, so don't give up. I'm sure she will understand whatever we are trying to tell her. Don't be angry. Father warned me over his shoulder. You won't be able to dodge cleverly if you lose your temper. I caught the end of woman's sari and tucked in. Gently, and with father barking and backing away from her all the time, we managed to get her to follow us. She broke into a run when she caught sight of a baby and snatched her up hastily, angrily shooing off Yogi and Masti. So once this Jaldi and her father's message, whatever they were trying to tell, this woman got the message. Whatever message, don't be angry, father warned me over his shoulder. You won't be able to dodge cleverly if you lose your temper. I caught the end of woman's sari and tucked in. Gently, and with father barking and backing away all the time, we managed to get her to follow us. She broke into a run when she caught sight of a baby and snatched her up hastily, angrily shooing off Yogi and Masti. So this Jaldi and her father were continuously barking, okay, and once these two managed to get her followed. So once this woman started following this Jaldi and her father, she caught sight of a baby. So she saw that her baby was crying and she was, with these two puppies. So she thought that these two puppies might harm her child. Come away, children, the job's over, mother called. The woman shouted at us, waving a stick threateningly. Believe it or not, she actually thought we were about to harm her child. So this, so Jaldi's mother also said that, okay, let's go home, children. So the job is over here. Well done, well, daughter, father says carefully. It appears you have a gift. How exciting, I squeezed it. Is it a bone? They shook their heads. A gift is something you have inside you, mother said. Inside your head. It's what makes you think. I wrinkled my nose. It seems to me that they were making a slight mistake. Oh no, it's Yogi that has the gift. I corrected them. It's him that does all that thinking. So her father, proudly and carefully said that it seems, daughter, you also have a gift. And she was, Jaldi were like, how exciting. So is it a bone? And her mother and father shook their head, and her mother said that gifts is something you have inside you. And Jaldi said, inside your head, it's what makes you think. That means it's Yogi. Oh no, it's not me, it's the Yogi that has the gift. She said that it's Yogi that does all that thinking. Father agreed. Yogi has excellent brains, but his is a different sort of gift, Jaldi. Every pup is born with a gift. We have just found out what yours is. So father said that, yes, you are right, Jaldi. My daughter, you are very right. Yogi has excellent brains. Nobody can deny that. But you also have, every pup is born with a gift, and seems like, what is yours. Only today we found out that what qualities did you possess. So Jaldi asked, what is it? I'm afraid you'll have to find out for yourself, mother answered. It wouldn't be the same if we told you. So Jaldi still is very confused about her qualities, but her mother and father is very, actually her mother and father did came to know that Jaldi even possess few special qualities, like her, like her brothers. And mother at last said, I'm afraid you'll have to find out yourself. So mother said, Jaldi, you have to find out yourself. So what is your special qualities? You have to find out yourself. And it wouldn't be same if we told you what is your special qualities. I'm sure you have understood whatever the message is being conveyed in this chapter. So thank you, class 5.